Headline: Weatherman positive about global warming and pretty sure tomorrow will be sunny, but not totally sure. Weather experts say it's not the sun heating up the earth, it's man-made carbon that's killing the planet. IPCC scientist Dr. Paul Rogers said this: Al Gore is a beautiful man. No, that's not the question. As meteorologists and climate scientists, we are certain that this time around the Earth's natural climate changes aren't natural. In fact, we blame the Chinese. Then these climatologists and weathermen went on to be wrong 6 out of 7 days of the week, every week, year-round about the weather, every year, for the rest of our lives, because they're just not very good at predicting the weather. But they sure are sure about global warming. And Al Gore, a non-scientist, got a Nobel Prize and an Oscar for making a movie that scared a bunch of grandmas. I'm just saying, if somebody says there's no debate in science, then he's a jackass. Nobody's saying we shouldn't live cleaner and be smarter with our resources. Oh my God. Everybody just wants to yell and maybe look smart to people that don't know any better. Let's move on.
Headline: KFC doubles down on controversial bunless sandwich. In an effort to kill every last middle-class and poor child in the United States, KFC has just introduced the KFC Double Down, a bunless sandwich that features 2 genetically altered, oversized, and heavily fried boneless chicken breasts with an assortment of bacon, cheeses, and animal grease-based sauces, and over 540 calories. While this sandwich doesn't measure up to the Whopper, hitting 670 calories, it's the same as a Big Mac. Many people blame fast food for the obesity epidemic in the U.S. and point to the bunless, vegetable-less, fat and grease sandwich as an unacceptable option. Health activist and vegan said this:
Are you serious? This is ridiculous. People have no idea what this kind of stuff does to your cells, to your body. Every time you put unhealthy, cooked, sugar-filled, white flour laced, hydrogenated oil infested, dairy product tainted, processed garbage in your body, your cells have to make themselves out of those materials. This is why so many people are sick, depressed, overweight, and why the average lifespan for people in the U.S. is actually declining for the first time ever.
When asked to comment, this random fast food patron had this to say:
Please don't take away my fast food. You only live once, you know. Might as well cram your face full of things that taste good, you know. Don't take it away. I'll kill you. I'll come to your house.
Following in the high-fat trend of KFC, Burger King expects to launch their new lard on a bun burger, the Lurger, later this year, and Dairy Queen is working on their marketing campaign for their new grease and carcass blizzard.
Headline: Bernanke expected to follow in previous Time Man of the Year recipient footsteps and betray humanity. Economic and psychological experts expected Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke to follow in the footsteps of other champions of the human spirit and Time Magazine Person of the Year winners like Henry Kissinger, Richard Nixon, Pope John Paul II, George Bush Jr. and Sr., Bill Clinton, Newt Gingrich, CIA founder John Foster Dulles, mass-murdering dictator Joseph Stalin twice, and psycho puppet of the world's aristocrats Adolf Hitler. Oh, and I think Satan won in 1926. These are big shoes, but Ben Bernanke says he's ready. With his finger on the financial button of the United States, he's proven he either lacks any understanding of how inflation and economics works, or is doing exactly what some very devious individuals have asked of him to do: crash the middle class of the United States. Former President Franklin D. Roosevelt said this:
In politics, nothing happens by accident. If it happens, you can bet it was planned that way.
Former President Woodrow Wilson also had this to say:
Yeah, see, I'm a dirty rat. I'm a most unhappy man. I've unwittingly ruined my country, see. A great industrial nation is controlled by its system of credit, see. Our system of credit is concentrated. The growth of the nation, therefore, and all our activities are in the hands of a few men, see. That's my bad, see. We've come to be one of the worst ruled, one of the most completely controlled and dominated governments in the civilized world. Meow. No longer a government by free opinion, no. No longer a government by conviction and the vote of majority, see? But a government by the opinion and duress of a small group of dominant men. Meow.
And finally, a comment was made by former third President of the United States and founding father, Thomas Jefferson. I believe that the banking institutions are more dangerous to our liberties than standing armies. If the American people ever allow private banks to control the issue of the currency, first by inflation, then by deflation, the banks and corporations that will grow up and around the banks will deprive the people of all property until their children wake up homeless on the continent their fathers conquered by brute force and killing. The issuing power should be taken from the banks and restored to the people, to whom it properly belongs. Experts are saying we can expect Ben Bernanke's next move to be an ethnic killing spree of some kind. It seems to be common for those that win Time Magazine Person of the Year. In all seriousness, folks, could there be better evidence of conspiracy in the United States than one of the biggest criminals in the nation, at least one of the most public, getting Time Magazine Man of the Year, after being the tool for the aristocrats of this nation to redistribute the remaining wealth of the United States, from the middle class to themselves. I'm just saying, watch your back, America. That's all.